Oh, is it locked to bloody portrait? Can I not? Oh, God. Well, I didn't plan this. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit you right there. Okay. Now, if I go on here, go to the YouTubes. It should come up in a sec. There we go. So, I am back from the KWVR Valley Railway, and what a railway it was. It was just amazing. If some of my speech sounds weird, I've got a massive mouth ulcer, and it's really painful. So, if you start talking like Mayweather or Sid the Sloth, you know why. But yeah, so what did I take back from? Well, I mean, I literally took 2 new models back. Well, one model and a model pack, I should say. That will be revealed in due course. And now that I've actually been to the KWVR Valley, I've got, let's say, an adaptation of Keighley on trains. Trains a New Era, that is. And now that I've been there, it actually makes building the route so much more easier because I actually know where to put stuff. I know where stuff is meant to go. I know which bits are missing. I know how long stuff needs to be. I know certain details. It's just a really helpful thing. That's why my latest version of Ribble, the Engine Shed Museum, is pretty much the most accurate it's going to get. When it comes to building routes on train games, you will not get a better representation of a route than from somebody who actually has volunteered there for years. Right. So, yeah, I arrived there Friday evening, about 10, 11 o'clock. Oh dear. And basically, I immediately went to get food. That was the first thing I did. I was at Preston train station from about 6 o'clock to 7:45. Got to Leeds for about, oh fucking hell, about 20 past, 9:30. And when I actually arrived at Leeds, God, I'm sorry, I'm going to be yawning a lot. Ugh. There we go, that's a bit better. So, when I arrived at Leeds, I was getting my connecting train, and when I was going through one of the platforms, I saw a pair of lights in the distance and thought, oh, it's probably just another train. And then I saw that it had a yellow warning panel on the front. I'm like, well, no DMU that I know of has that big of a yellow warning panel. And then I saw the sides of it were white. I'm like, okay, no loco I know of is white. So I got my camera out immediately, and God, God was looking down on me that day and said, "You know what? I'm going to throw you a treat." The entire front to end, 91 and DVT, everything. It was the entire LNER Intercity Swallow set. And it pulled into the station again when I was getting my connecting train on the way back to Preston. So when I arrived from Keighley to Leeds, when I arrived at Leeds, heading back from Keighley, it was really annoying. They only gave me like 5 minutes to get my connecting train. It was stupidly close. But I'm heading down to the platform. It's weird the way Leeds is set out. They have the same long platform, but it's out on like platform A at the front, B in the middle, C towards the ends. And I get that's to accommodate more services, but it just makes stuff bloody confusing. But anyway, when I was getting my connecting train, it pulled into platform a few rows over. So I thought, God is definitely, throwing me a treat today. So it was a really, really good gala, and I can't wait to go back again, because I plan to. But for the time being, I think the next one I'm going to go to is probably the West Lancashire Light Railway. And then after that, the Southport Miniature Railways, I believe there's 2. I could be wrong about that in Southport. I think there's 2 miniature railways in Southport, or there's a miniature railway and then a miniature village. And then I plan to go to the East Lancs for one of their running days. Oh, dear me. Been a long day. Been a long day. Okay, so no one cares about some irrelevant influencer on Snapchat. Stop recommending them to me. She tired of broke boys. This is why I hate Snapchat. So shit. Okay, that's better. Oh, let's play some more Thunder. Oh, and also the new gala video just went live. Over 2 hours of footage. Oops. Oh god, what have I done here? Hang on. There it is. War Thunder. Thunder of War. War of Thunder. Oh, that was something I saw as well. The new Thor. Well, I say new. It's been out for a while. Thor: Love and Thunder. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? And the game crashed. Great. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close trains And then I'm going to go live on TikTok as well. Yeah, that's basically the long and short of TikTok. Is basically just fart jokes. Yeah, I am very much not prepared when I do these. Okay. So let's get rid of that. No, that's turned it on. Turn it off. No, there we go. Okay. And then War Thunder. Right, let's move you over there. Actually, no, what I'll do, put you there, and put you there. There we go. Sorted. It's sorted, innit, mate? Right. Okay. And then, yes. So yeah, Keithworth Valley Railway. Oh god, it was amazing. Been a long day. Back to work today as well. I've been basically on holiday for essentially 2 weeks. I went on holiday, oh god, not last Friday, the one before, and then I'm back in work tomorrow. So basically, yeah, 13 days I've been on holiday, which is way too long. I hate not working. I hate it. So yeah, the Keithworth Valley Railway. When I got there, the first thing I did when I woke up was I got the bus to Keithy Station, then I got another bus to Haworth, because I wanted to see the lineup at the engine shed. Because when the gala was announced, I was under the impression that it was just going to be the 3 Black 5s and then the 2 Jubilees, so 5 locos, and that's easily more than enough for, a steam gala. But no, this is Keithley, so they decided they're gonna run. Oh god, how many did they run? So they had the main stars of the show, the 3 Black 5s and the 2 Jubilees. So that's 5 already. Then they had the Taff Vale tank and the coal tank. They had the standard, so that's 8. Am I missing anything? They had the ironclad, so that's 9. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I believe they had 9 locos in Steam for a gala, which is absolutely overkill. Absolutely overkill. Now, if you hear noise in the background, I'm going to play some War Thunder because, we're just hanging out. We're just here having fun. Ask me some questions. Literally ask me anything. For the live stream on YouTube, you guys. So if you've got any questions, then just ask them after the live stream's done. And I will answer them in a reading your comments video, because it's been a while since I did one of them. Mainly because I've not had any comments. Also mostly because I've not been uploading. But weekly uploads should be coming back. So either every Monday and Friday. What the hell? Everyone on the opposite team just turned on their acrobatic smoke, which basically just means I'm over here. So when the lineup started to move off at Keithley, I actually missed the first movement, which was the Taff Vale tank, because I was inside the co-op getting a drink because it was beyond cold. It was beyond cold. believe it was minus, I think it was -2 at night, which for, you know, some northern veterans, which is not me, you know, that will not bother you at all. But me, I was I was like a skeleton in winter. I was not happy. So I went inside, got myself hot chocolate, and then it was almost like a magic trick. As soon as I came back out, the Taffy Veil tank was just gone. I was like, where the bloody hell did that go? They were like, oh yeah, you just missed it. If you hadn't gone for that drink and just waited another 60 seconds, you would have seen it. So that was that. Oh god. Got you. Ooh, that was close. So the engines all started moving off one by one, and I think the Black 5 I was there to see the most has got to be, oh god, pull up. It's got to be the Lost to Call one, 45212. And when I saw that in the flesh and just how big it is, because I'm an industrial boy. I've worked with industrial heritage engines for the longest goddamn time, nearly 10 years. And when you see a Black 5 up close in person, now bear in mind, last time I saw a loco was, well, a loco of that size was Leander, who was actually there. So, oh god, oh, that's sketchy. So last time I saw Leander was years and years ago when I made that video saying I'm going to meet Leander. And if you're part of the group on YouTube or Facebook known as Angry Welshman Productions and Dark DJ Productions, you'll know that the community basically had a stroke because for some reason in that community, well, I know the reason, and I just got shot. So Dark DJ has this series called the Dark Railway series. It was a really good series. It's a highly recommended watch. And in that series, Leander is the villain. So naturally, when I said, oh yeah, I'm going to see Leander, they all just started to panic. Because they actually, I'm pretty sure they believe at this point, Leander is evil. So that was the last big engine I saw, and that was from platform height. And when you're actually up close and personal at ground level with some of these engines, you just feel tiny. Like absolutely minuscule. And I've seen Teddy, the Peckett with narrow gauge wheels. I still do not know why they did that, but they did that. But even that was, you know, still pretty big to me. So when I saw the Black 5s and everything, I felt absolutely minuscule. But first train of the day, I got the coal tank and the Taff Veil tank to Ingro West because I really wanted to look at the carriage shed. Oh dear, I just got annihilated. Because I really wanted to have a look at the vintage carriage trust shed, and the stuff in there is amazing. They've got some Metropolitan Dreadnought coaches which have had so much stuff filled in them, from Railway Children, the original Railway Children, all the way up to Peaky Blinders, was filmed in those carriages. And it's just so pristine, you feel like, you know, you're going to get told off if you sit down, or that, you know, you should take your shoes off or something. It's just so amazing. And the Blackpool Club car was just heavenly. Absolutely heavenly. I did a full round trip on that thing from, oh god, got you. I guess you could call it a full round trip, but it was from Oh god, Haworth to Keighley. No. Oxenhope, the very end of the line. So I went from the very end of the line to Keighley, and then I went all the way back to Haworth, where I got some more B-roll footage, and I did a engine shed tour. And the chap who did the engine shed tour was just amazing. He needs to get paid for that, even though he says even though I guarantee he'll say, "Oh, I don't need to get paid. I just love doing this for the sake of doing this." But no, there's not wanting to get paid, which is fair enough, and then there's deserving to get paid, because he didn't leave any information out, and he made it interesting. He kept my attention throughout the whole thing. And even when he started talking about Big Jim, the S160, when it was in Poland, when it was it Poland? So basically, the S160 was being preserved. Oh god, that's not good. And it was going to be put in a museum, and the Russians were basically like, hell no, we're not having an American thing in our beautiful Russian museum, yada yada yada. Basically narrow-minded Russian stuff, right? So nothing out of the ordinary. And the way he told the story just had my attention like a little 5-year-old kid listening to his grandfather talk about war stories. Just like, whoa, that's so cool. It's like, he's genuinely captivating. I loved every second of it. And, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Like, they've got a Class 37 on the railway, right? Split head code. One of the ends of said Class 37 wasn't originally a split head code. It was a center head code. And from what I understand, they took off that end because he said it was damaged. So they took off that end, stuck on a center head code end. Now, you can't have a 37 with two different code ends. I'm not sure why. It slipped my mind why it was. It was something very technical. And basically, you can still see, if you look closely, the weld marks where they've blowtorched out the center head code, welded a metal sheet over. I'm going down. Mayday, mayday. Fire extinguisher. Half my plane's missing. And you can still see where they've welded in the new ones, and where they had to cut holes in the previous body to make room for them. Bloody hell. And the Hudswell Clark and 060, which was just gigantic. Like I said, I've seen 040 Hudswell Clarks, but this thing was absolutely monstrous. And like when I saw a picture of an 8-wheeled Sentinel, a 4-axle 8-wheeled Sentinel, it was absolutely gargantuan compared to little 4-wheel things we have at Ribble. And seeing this 6-wheeled Hudswell Clark and just the absolute size of it, you're looking at this thing and you think, bloody hell, this is the Big Jim of Sentinels. Steam Around Britain, hello. Good to see you again. What was your favourite part of the gala? Ooh, favourite part of the gala. Now, that is actually a tough one because so many parts was just absolutely amazing. I can't see the to battle button. There it is. So, oh god, the best part. I wouldn't say the Express because it was going relatively slow for the area it went past, and it wasn't working that hard. So the Express was good, but it wasn't great. Dear. I'm gonna have to say the 2 Black 5s heading out of Keighley late at night, and obviously they're bellowing out smoke, and there's a gap between the cab and the tender. Now, obviously, going up that corner, the firemen are absolutely just throwing coal onto the fire. And with each chuff of the engine, the firebox glows a bit more. And in the smoke, you can almost see a ray of glow from the firebox, and it's just flashing every time that exhaust beat hits. It was just absolutely gorgeous. It's the very last clip on the gala video from the end of day one. Is the very last clip. If you look closely, you can see the firebox flicker just flashing in the smoke in the night sky. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I've got to say, being recognized as well twice, once by you and once by another gentleman, again in the gala video, there's a clip where I'm in the Lanky Yorkie compartment coach, and you can hear the dog barking. You can easily hear him barking. And the owner recognized me when I turn around. Obviously, it's got the name on the back. And he said he's the biggest four-legged rail enthusiast you've ever met. My phone is about to die. Good God, how have I let this happen? Oh dear. God, how am I going to do this? Right. This phone, go over there. And then you stay. That's not going to work, is it? Yes, it is. I'm a genius. In the words of Jeremy Clark, fucking hell. Oh, God. Oh, that's not good. In the words of Jeremy Clarkson, I am a genius! Yeah, honestly, I never thought the day would come that I would get recognized, but when you saw me in your face, it'd be like, Scottish Team Productions? It's like, yeah. Just that big smile on your face. It was like, is this what it's like to be recognized by people? It was one of the most surreal experiences I've ever experienced in my life. And, you know, I've done a lot of stuff. I've been skydiving. I've performed in front of royalty with the core drums. I've done probably some of the most cringeworthy things at the time. Well, no, sorry, looking back at them, they were really cringeworthy, but in the moment, they were just absolutely heavenly. Oh God, you nearly ran into me, you bugger. But nothing will ever compare to the feeling of that I actually have fans who come to my content on a daily basis. Me on a 37, in the words of Jeremy Clarkson, I am the god of hellfire! I can't do his voice. He has a very buggered and unique smoky voice, very croaky deep voice, so I can't do that. No, oh, he nearly killed me. I'm getting shot. So, can you imagine Jeremy Clarkson at the helm of a 37 with like a full load on the back? That 37 would just explode. Now, if you want the God of Hellfire, you need to have a look at, I think it's a Chinese steam engine that was in service. They were doing like, I think it was a historical recreation. He had a very big coal train and just volcanic ashes, just embers flying out the chimney, and you'd think, bloody hell, that whole train is going to set on fire in a minute. But no, apparently it never caught on fire once. What spotters and enthusiasts said. If anything, the only thing that caught on fire was the sleepers. Bugger, I'm not going to game. So the only thing that set on fire was the sleepers from all those embers being chucked over a coal train. It just makes you wonder, like, how the hell did hell? Oh no, balls to it all. Oh god, not good. Okay, there we go. Yes. It wouldn't be alive if something didn't go wrong. Yeah, like I said, absolutely nothing will bring me down. Absolutely nothing will compare to the feeling in the moment you get when, you know, you've been around for a while, you've done your bits, you're here and there, and someone comes up to you and they just say, you know, I'm a huge fan of your work, you've helped me through some really tough times. That feeling is, it's almost emotional. And the reason I say almost is because I'm just one guy who just enjoys making videos. I like trains and I just want to do some good in the world. But I also want to make people's day better. And the fact that I've done that uh, with yourself is really just goal achieved. It's it's almost a sense of achievement where you've worked so hard for something and keep thinking to yourself, it'll never happen, it'll never come. And then when it does happen and you get that sort of emotional feeling, you literally almost want to break down into tears because you've finally done it. You've finally done that thing you set out to do all that time ago. And so I keep saying it's just a very surreal experience to know that you've actually done good and you've made someone's day better. So I'm not asking anyone to kiss my ass. I'm not asking anyone to support me. I appreciate the support when, you know, it does come. But it's not mandatory. You don't have to support me. You can support other people. I am not inviting anyone to join the live. So when you get that sense of achievement and you realize, holy shit, I actually can do this, it drives you to want to do way more than you possibly ever could. Like, for example, I was this close to buying a bit of rolling stock, like actual rolling stock from the West Lancashire Light Railway. It was, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a small wagon. They said it had just been there for the longest bloody time. And at this point, they just wanted rid of it. They just wanted it to be not their responsibility. So they basically said, you know, how much are you willing to give us for it? I was like, well, what's the minimum you'd be happy with taking? And they turned around to me and said £1, but it'd have to be in cash. You know, there'd have to be witnesses. And I was looking around, I was like, well, it's literally only you and me here, mate. And I've got no cash on me. So I'm very tempted to go back and see if that wagon is still available. So if a video pops up, say, I did a thing, then yeah, you know, I'm sleeping on the sofa, the missus has kicked me out the bed, and ugh. Yeah, so now I almost pondered the possibility of buying a Stania sleeper coach. This was a very rare. It was a very rare coach, but it was absolutely leathered with asbestos, and I think that was like the only issue with it was the asbestos. And I put the idea forward to kind of turn it into a compartment bar coach. So it would be a couple of compartments, seats, everything. And then towards the back area, there would be sort of a bar. Keithley have done something similar with a TSO. So the story goes, this is I think it's the Jubilee bar. And, oh no, drop the payload, drop the payload, drop the payload. Crap, that's not done it. Oh no. Mayday, going down to the ground like a clown. Oh, there goes my wing. Did I get it? Hey, I got it. Who knew? So, yeah, so stop spinning, you little show off. So, the Jubilee bar, there was a pub that was closing down, I believe, and they said, take whatever you want. And the first thing the railway grabbed was the bar. So they took the bar, cleared out part of the TSO, slapped it in the TSO. Actually, now that I think of it, how the hell did they get that in the TSO? They must have had a whole side of the carriage taken off in order to fit that bar in there, because it is a big bloody bar. It practically fills an entire half of the carriage. And that carriage, for pretty much the entirety of the first day where the bar was essentially just a pub. It was just a pub on railway tracks because it was just constantly full and constantly busy. And I wanted to get a drink from there, but like I say, it was just constantly full, and there's no way in hell I would have ever managed to get a drink from there. So that's on my bucket list for next time I go there. Oh, too close. Woo! Also, don't ever bother asking me for money on a live. Purely because if you want money and you've no food in, there are people out there to help. So if you need help, go seek it. Don't come to me asking for money. I've already been scammed several times because of bloody TikTok. So no, sorry, not happening again. Yeah, bit off track, but sorry, it just really annoys me. Now the Blackpool Club Car Coach, oh god, I'm on fire. Oh, crap. When I went in there was obviously a member of the Vintage Carriage Trust there, just looking after the place, making sure that, no one did anything they weren't meant to. And there's no food and drink allowed on the train in that particular coach because it's a very well done up piece of kit. I've spent probably thousands of hours getting every detail right. The seats that were in there were accurate to what would have been in there. The carpet was, custom done for the carriage. And here's me dragging muddy shoes through the carriage. This was just after I met steaming around Britain. We got on the train at Oxenhope and we basically had a full round trip. I hopped off at Haworth to get some B-roll of some engines at the engine shed and to do my shed tour, which is absolutely amazing. And I was really tired, so I crack open a can. Not a beer, not energy drink, just a can of Coke or whatever it was at the time. I had a lot of drinks. And The guy was like, well, I was halfway through the drink at this point, but the guy turned to me and said, you know, you're not meant to have any food or drink on here because of, how serious we're about upkeeping this carriage. I was like, I am so sorry. Do you want me to throw us out the window? He's like, no, you've been, very polite, very careful. So only thing we ask you to do is just finish it and be very careful. I was like, that is very kind of you, and I just got absolutely annihilated. Was it a pink monster? Yeah, it was. It was the pipeline punch. So, yeah, the guy was telling us all about the carriage and its history. How it was a cricket pitch hut at one point. They ripped everything out. It got, I think he mentioned it got vandalized. And just to see the absolute beautiful condition it was in now compared to the photos that were in there, it's absolutely amazing the work they've done. And he told us that there was games tables, the whole room would have been filled with cigar smoke. In the 1990s, it was a cricket pitch. It was vandalized and burnt. Yeah, that was it. So it was heavily, mistreated, misused, whatever. And the fact they basically got it to, as built condition is just absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal? It was amazing. Goddamn dyslexia. Oh, God. So, that carriage, out of everything, felt like something from the Raw Train. You almost don't want to sit anywhere without wrapping yourself in like protective cling film. You're looking at all these upholstered seats, the amazing carpet, the glass in that carriage as well. Just, oh, what? I swear that glass just shouldn't be pristine. And apparently the glass in that carriage, oh, God damn it, was original. It didn't get damaged. Do you want a pal? I've got several pals. You can be one of my many pals. So apparently that glass was original inside the carriage. And that is just amazing. And to be honest, if I was at Keighley regularly enough, I'd honestly just, if I had a full day of editing to do, I would sit in that carriage and not move. I would happily sit in that carriage, just headphones on, peace and quiet, just enjoy the scenery, the sound of the train going by. It was just, it was bliss. The seats were so comfy as well. And one of the first class carriages in the vintage carriage shed, it was, you almost didn't want to go in there. I was looking around for a sign, just actually I was actually hoping there was a sign that said, do not sit on the seats. Because it's just so beautiful. Yeah, it almost makes you think, there's a railway god somewhere looking over some of these carriages. And it's like, that should not be in that pristine condition. Oh, come on. Damn it. It's like with the Dreadnought coaches in the vintage carriage shed. There are signs in there that tell the passengers what to do in the event of an air raid. And that is just scary to think that, there would have been people in these seats scared, worried, just holding each other close while, bombs were going off very close to them. It's sort of, a really sad thing, but these carriages live to tell the tale of how, they got people out of those dangerous situations. They provided a piece of protection. There we go. They got them home so they could see the families again. They could live for future generations. My English is just garbage today. What is going on? It's probably because I'm playing a game at the same time. Have I missed any chats on TikTok? No. So, I also went to the museum at Oxenhope, where the Ginty, the 3F, the Pullman coaches, the Teak, and the pug was there as well, the other pug. So, I believe the Lancashire and Yorkshire Trust have both pugs. I believe. You correct me if I'm wrong. Number 19 was a Ribble for God knows how many years, probably over a decade. And yeah, they do own them. So 19 was in the museum for God knows how long, and it hadn't steamed in about 50 years. So when I did that reveal video that the pug was back, it was a very big deal. So I had to make the video a very big deal. Hence why I made it dramatic, really tense. The build up and the suspense was all there, and then the big reveal was like, it's the pug 19, it's in steam again. Go see it, come to the railway. And yeah,
oh, hey, dog.
I'm alright.
How is she?
Just good. Very eager to run off.
Am I able to come in? How was your train thing?
Oh god, absolutely amazing.
Oh, good. Should we be ripping stuff up there?
Yeah,